Welcome back into Grand Slam Sports March Madness. We are in the middle of it. My name is Jay Sodge, alongside me,
Charles Foster.
And let's get right into it. So obviously March Madness, and we've gone through the first weekend. The first and second rounds both done. Bunches of games down. I don't know how many games were played, but I know I watched almost every single one of them. But I mean, March Madness, this is prime sports right here. Basketball all day long, phenomenal games all day long, great talent all day long, and we've reached our final 16 teams. It's been a great tournament so far. Let's look at these power rankings for the last 16 teams left, beginning with number 1, the UConn Huskies. Last year's national champion and this year's favorite to win it all, once again the top overall team in the nation. Number 1 in power rankings, very well deserved. They swept their way through the first 2 games.
I mean, yeah, they were the number 1 team coming into it. I mean, if you won last year, that's probably going to help you. I see Kennedy back there staring at me because she and Evan also picked them to win. So I think they're definitely probably the favorites. It makes sense, but I'm a man of superstition, and 2 in a row doesn't normally happen. So. And the
last time it happened was 06-07. The Florida Gators, coached by Billy Donovan, is now the head coach of the Chicago Bulls.
I was 2 years old, so I'm just trying to put that.
I was 3. 3 or 4, something like that.
Jason's a big boy.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, UConn, best team in the nation, definitely took down Stetson and then just whooped up on Northwestern. And now they get maybe some tougher games as we get through the brackets.
They did what they were supposed to
do.
Who
do they play again next game again? They play region. We'll get to that.
We'll get into that.
We'll get into that one.
I remember things.
Exactly remember who they're playing. Let me look through something real quick. Actually, it looks like they're going to play San Diego State. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's the national championship rematch.
Yeah, we talked about that one. There you go. Yeah, see, you probably know who we're going to pick now on our games based on our not even remembering the other team. But that's besides the point.
For all those Aztecs fans, I am sorry. I forgot your team, even though you were in the national title game last year. This is a national championship rematch. Do the Aztecs have any shot in that?
No.
You don't think so?
Probably not.
No?
I would say, 0. Of course there's a shot. UConn can come out and just absolutely stink up the room and just they lose. They could lose to a 16 seed. I mean, you never know. But when it comes to a realistic shot, probably not, no.
Looking at now second in the power rankings, the second favorite to win, and some odds first to win it, it's the Houston Cougars. Second best team in the nation was number 1 all season long. And they are a great basketball team that almost lost the other night.
They gave me a scare last night while I was eating my fried
chicken. Texas A&M, that game-tying shot to send it overtime at the buzzer. Houston saw it out, though, even with 4 or 5 starters fouled out in overtime. They saw it out. They got the win. A worrisome one, but they were able to get it done. But then now they have the Duke Blue Devils standing in their face.
Cannot have a game like that against Duke, or you will lose. Because I get home, and I'm like, this game's on. I assumed it wouldn't be too close. I assumed it'd be maybe a
I knew it'd be close because these 2 teams played early on in the season at Houston. A&M kept it close the entire game. I knew it was going to be a close basketball.
I was expecting a possible one, but definitely not one I had to be on the edge of my seat for. So I get my food,
I'm not going to lie, listen, I was watching the game. It was like a 12-point deficit with a minute to go. I kind of turned away, get on my phone, I'm like, this game's over. I look back and I'm like, well, A&M's got a chance here. And then boom, there's the game-tying 3. I'm like, what is going on? Yeah. I mean, A&M, what a comeback. Unfortunately for them, they fell short. I mean, Houston, the best defensive team in the nation, didn't do too hot last night defensively, but still, when they're clicking, they're clicking.
Yes.
And then you move on to third in the power rankings, probably their best team in the nation, 100%, the Purdue Boilermakers. Zach Edey, obviously, the dunk. This was over Grambling State in that 1 versus 16 matchup. It was close to begin. You thought, are they going to fall to a 16 seed again? Then they blew them out of the water, and then they absolutely messed up Utah State in the next round as well, 105 points in that one. Once again, it was close to begin, and then Purdue went on a run, and Utah State just forgot how to play basketball after that. They were just chucking up threes. They forgot how to play, and Purdue just made them pay.
Purdue struggles in the beginning, and that might be their problem against a better team, is that if they get down, not a lot of top teams are going to let you get out from under that grave. You're going against Utah State. You're going against Grambling. I mean, they didn't have too much to worry about there. Now coming up against the Zags, they're going to have a little bit to worry about. If they get put down early, they might not be able to get back up.
But Zach Edey looks more locked in than ever. You look at his face when he's playing the game, this guy's completely locked in. This is his last go-around with this Boilers squad.
I mean, not only is he
talented, for the Boilers, it could be the last chance for a few seasons to really get a national championship, which has eluded them forever. They haven't got one.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm good. I'm sick of them. Sick of hearing about Purdue.
Please, honestly, I'm an IU fan, so I would love if they lost.
I'm not even from Indiana, so I really could care less about Purdue, like in the Purdue-IU rivalry. But I'm just sick of this team, bro. They ruin my bracket every year. So
You look through the rest of the power rankings, you see Arizona at number 4. They have them above the number 1 seed in North Carolina. Tennessee at 6, Marquette 7, 8th is Iowa State. Anything surprise you in the top 8, the power rankings?
surprised that Marquette is above Iowa State right now. Marquette may be looking good right now, but to me, out of the top 8 here, they're the one I'm the least confident on. So for
Marquette.
them to be above Iowa State is a little bit shocking to me, but it is what it is.
And then 9 Duke, 10 Gonzaga, 11 Creighton. And this one surprises me a little bit. 12th is Illinois. Illinois, as hot as they've been, they won the Big Ten tournament, and they're 12th in the power rankings.
Yeah, I don't have them over the Zags here. I don't have Zags over Creighton or Illinois. I have them over Bama slightly, but to me, Zags should not be at number 10 to me.
Yeah, 13 Bama, 14 San Diego State, 15 Clemson, and not surprisingly 16th NC State.
The rest of that's pretty valid.
11 seed NC State, but what a run they've made so far.
You predicted it. You were right.
I told you about NC State.
I said you were right. Don't gotta go into it. You were right.
I'm gonna explain a little bit. The 5 games in 5 days, very hard to do. They only got in because they won 5 games in 5 days and won the ACC tournament, and they've continued. There's 7 in a row for the Wolfpack, and now they have a tough game with Marquette. I mean, maybe actually a favorable matchup for them with Marquette.
Yeah, because Marquette's still facing injuries, aren't they?
Kolek is playing.
Oh, never mind.
He's
They're
been playing
not
the entire
facing injuries.
tournament. He's been there.
All right.
But they had two close games against a 15 seed and Colorado. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that one
We'll
goes.
see.
But let's go into the top 5 moments of the first weekend of March Madness, beginning with Duquesne. Duquesne providing the first upset of the tournament on the first day, one of the first few games, taking down the BYU Cougars, who a lot of people thought could make a run, because BYU was probably underseeded because they couldn't play on Sundays, but then they got took down by the Duquesne Dukes, who have been in the tournament forever. And Duquesne came in and they put it to them. Your face, not very happy. Explain.
I'd be BYU going really far.
Yeah.
Not like Final Four, like Elite Eight far, but like definitely Sweet 16 far. I'm definitely a salty bracket maker right now. That was my first like true downfall where I was like,
Yeah, no, see, I'm not gonna lie. I made 26 brackets. 25 of them had BYU beating Duquesne. And the one I had Duquesne winning in, I had Houston losing to Longwood in the first round.
oh yeah, that one's cooked.
So yeah, all my brackets are cooked. I've been cooked. Every single one of them is trash. So let's just burn them all.
Somehow
and move
Sam,
on.
who did all first seeds, is in the first place, which like
Yeah, so for our bracket challenges right now, Sam went all the top teams, and he's in first place because of that, because it's been a very top-heavy tournament.
yeah,
I know I'm in third.
I'm in second.
You're in second. I'm
Evan's in
tied with
fourth.
Evan for third.
Yeah.
And then Kennedy is last place with
I
the...
wonder why Miss
Hey,
Akron.
Let's give her props with Oakland.
She did predict Oakland. she's giving us the ones in there. She did predict Oakland.
And speaking of Oakland, that's another top 5 moment as we'll go look at Jack Golke. What a story this guy was on that first weekend. A transfer from Division II Hillsdale College, played right here at UIndy last year in a game in the D2 Midwest Regional. Transferred to Oakland, and 32 points against Kentucky. I think at 26 maybe against NC State, and they fell just short in overtime. But still, probably the biggest upset of the tournament so far is Oakland, the 14 seed, took down one of the favorites to get out of the region, Kentucky.
And good for him, honestly. He looked good. He played great. He got himself a little TurboTax sponsorship. I saw him on.
You got B-dubs as well.
And
Buffalo Wild
B-Dubs,
Wings.
saw him on Twitter. He won. I won't say the other word. White Boy of the Month or White Boy of the Day. So represent. But absolutely. I mean, it's really cool to get to see these Cinderella players that we get to see every year.
I mean, is there a place for him in the NBA? With that?
Oh, what the Miami Heat? I mean,
the way he can shoot.
he
there's
can
discussion.
shoot, but I mean.
And I mean,
I
some
don't-
of the shots he was hitting too. He was double teamed, being harassed. He just off balance, chucked one up and was nailing him in that Kentucky game.
We watched his game. He's a great shooter. He's a volume shooter for sure. Because if he's struggling, he's struggling. But in this current NBA, I don't think so. Maybe I think he could start in G League and work his way up. But I see more of like a Duncan Robinson career where small school, works his way up, and then gets on a team that needs help and ends up shining with injuries. Nothing like he's not gonna get into the NBA from the draft.
I thought Oakland had that game against NC State for the longest time. I was so sad to see Oakland go out, but I do love NC State. But there's really no Cinderella stories this year. I mean, every team that's in has been there before. I mean, NC State, they're a Power 5 school, and they're the worst team left.
Yeah.
There's no really Cinderellas this year. Every Cinderella that could have won after the first round, Yale, Oakland, among others, that 12 upsets, they all lost second round and fell. I mean, there's no really Cinderellas in this tournament, which is unusual.
Kind of boring.
I mean, it's the fifth time ever that all 1 and 2 seeds are in the Sweet 16. Fifth time ever.
Which is why I was so hard on Sam here with all his 1 and 2 seeds making it, because this has only happened 5 times.
We need the
now.
1 seeds to lose.
Oh yeah,
Sam picked
every
all
1
seeds in
seed,
the Final
but
Four.
Houston needs to fall down.
Hey, no, Houston can fall too. I don't mind
No,
that.
Houston's my winner, so Houston needs to stay.
No, I don't care about Houston. All right. The third top moment of the first weekend was, I don't know if you could all call it a top moment, but Samford and Kansas.
That was a block.
This first round game, the cleanest block you will ever see. They were trailing by 1, 20 seconds to go, swatted the ball cleanly in transition. Samford got the rebound. The referee saw the Kansas guy fall and called a foul. And that really lost Samford the basketball game.
Awful. You hate to see it. I mean, there's going to be the rigged comments. I don't think it was rigged.
I mean,
I think it was just
from the angle the referee had. He might have seen something that we know was different than our angle of it. But obviously, from the other angles, you could tell.
Obviously, it's pretty
hand
clear.
to ball, hand to ball.
But I do understand it's hard not to, because you see someone on a fast break and they jump into them and then they fall to the ground and go, I'm hurt. And then, it's hard not to call that, especially in a close game, because you're under pressure of like, oh, the ref sold that if they don't call that. But now the ref sold that because he did call it. I understand it. I've refed before. It sucks. Could not imagine being in his shoes.
But at least for everyone's sake, Kansas lost the next round to Gonzaga.
Hallelujah.
Kansas obviously did not look the same without McCullough, the best player, the best scorer. He was out for the tournament. They did not look right. They didn't look right all season, to be honest with you. This is probably Kansas's worst season in a long time, and they still won a tournament game and were a 4 seed. That's bad for Kansas.
That's Kansas basketball. I mean, they're some of the best ever.
100%.
One of the best programs ever.
But still, I'm upset about this one because Samford really could have made a run this tournament, in my opinion, because Samford had a great squad. Samford could have beaten Gonzaga, in my opinion. But unfortunately, they fell just short in the comeback effort due to the missed call on that one. But then the fourth best moment, one of the other upsets, Yale beating Auburn. The nerds prevailed again. The Ivy League always has that school that wins that tournament game, and Auburn, a lot of people had them making a run in this tournament after winning the SEC tournament, but Yale winning their second ever NCAA tournament game.
I had Auburn in my Final Four.
Ooh.
Auburn was supposed to be Final Four for me, and they lost to a few lawyers and real estate agents. So,
hey, smart's sometimes better.
They got that basketball IQ, but rest in peace to my bracket chances. Somehow I'm in second place.
And then rest in peace to Yale, because they got absolutely mollywopped by San Diego State last night. They got mollywopped.
What was supposed to happen by Auburn happened by San Diego State. They got their get back. Thank you, San Diego State. I don't have much else to say about that other than there were real life tears shed that night. So, great game by Yale. They played great. Then they got humbled in the next game. So, it sucks if you're a Yale fan, but.
Fifth moment, the final of the top 5 that I chose myself, Houston and A&M. That shot right there by Garcia to tie it and send it to overtime was the best shot so far of the tournament. This is the only buzzer beater we've had that to end a game, regulation. I mean, Colorado came close. We'll get into them in a second, the Buffaloes. But Garcia, that game-tying 3, what a game and what a finish to that basketball.
Made me drop my chicken leg. I got Popeyes. I was eating
drop
Popeyes, and like I said, Houston is my choice. So I was eating Popeyes. I'm eating a chicken leg. I'm chilling, and I see that shot go up. I'm like,
the thing is, they had a 1.7. It was an awkward bounce pass off the inbounds. It didn't look right. He just pulls up and nails it. You could tell from the moment it left his hand, there was that March magic. The
little twinkles.
Shots that only go in March. Put that on the list.
that ticked me off, but it's okay because Houston got their get back in overtime. And like I said, I know Jace is a big, he loves upsets and blah, blah, blah.
I do.
I like being right. And I picked Houston to win it. And
well, listen. Once my brackets fell apart, I just cheer for every underdog at this point.
But I still have a chance to win in our bracket group, and I want
winning isn't everything.
Winning is everything whenever you get on camera for a living. I do not want to be like Kendrick Perkins. I refuse to be like Kendrick Perkins. I am going out. I want to be smart. I don't want to be made fun of. So
okay,
my Houston pick has to stay. And Arizona, please and thank you.
Those were the top 5 moments that I chose, but we still have one other moment I want to get into. It was the game of the first weekend, and that was Florida and Colorado. 102-100, the Buffaloes. As we can go to the next slide, the shot here, you can see it in the bottom corner. That one, you see the score up at the top, Florida 100, Colorado 100, with 2 seconds left. It was a Kawhi Leonard-esque shot. It bounced off the rim multiple times from that right corner and dropped in. Florida missed the game winner from half court, and the Buffaloes took down Florida. This game was here in Indianapolis at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. What a game. I don't know if you saw any of this at all.
Did not.
Did not?
Nope.
But we can get a close-up angle on the next slide here of the shot, if we can go to that next slide real quick.
I promise I do prep though, so I do have statistics, but I did not watch this game.
That's the guy that hit the game winner, and his name's K.J. Simpson, number 2 for Colorado. And you could call it a push-off, too. You got the ball, put a little elbow, a little forearm into the player, and then step back.
They ain't going to call that in a college game, though. You have to – they won't call that in that situation. It was way to use your body.
In regulation, 102-100 in the college game is absurd.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you can't guard a freaking shot. But that's
Florida, Colorado, there was no defense played in this game.
Yeah.
None.
It was like
There
it
was
was
zero.
borderline all-star game.
It was the All-Star game at Gainbridge for the second time.
For the second time.
For the second time. But unfortunately for Colorado, they did fall to Marquette. They provided a big contest in that game, but the Golden Eagles once again just have that edge with Tyler Kolek at that guard position. But still, so far, in my opinion, the game of the tournament was this one, 102-100. It was just back and forth. I mean, Florida, they hit a 35-foot three. Walter Clayton Jr. had 33 points. They hit a 35-foot three from the logo to tie it. They had time. They had like 10 seconds to go in the game, down by 3. He just pulled it as soon as he got in the front court and nailed it. Splash.
Shoot.
Nothing but net. But the Buffaloes came down, hit the game winner. I was happy about that too, because one of my best friends, Florida fan, wasn't very happy, let's just say that.
I absolutely love stomping on people's favorite teams. It's my favorite thing.
I do too.
Especially as a Jets fan, we don't get to do that often.
But now we are in the Sweet 16. After all this talk, we'll go ahead and pick our Sweet 16. We'll begin with myself.
Gotta get
Papers
rid of the
go bye-bye,
Papers
okay.
are gone. Papers are gone. Let me get. There we go.
So,
it's not leaving.
We'll begin with, this is the left side of the bracket. I have it mapped out here. UConn, San Diego State. We know all about these two teams, but give me the Huskies in this game. Not think it's going to be anything too close either. UConn, best team in the nation, in my opinion, on the right day. That's the thing.
Chase is already wearing black for them.
If they get the wrong matchup, then they could fall.
Yeah.
Iowa State, Illinois. This is probably my favorite game of this round. I'm going to go with the Cyclones in this one. They have that defense that could shut down Illinois. This game's going to be very close, though, and I am back and forth on this.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure between these two teams because they're both hot right now. They both have it going. They're both conference tournament champions. But I will go with the Cyclones in this one. I think they've been a little bit better, including that win over Houston in the Big 12 tournament championship. UNC Bama. I'm going to pick an upset here. Give me the Crimson Tide because of their offense. On the right side. Yeah, what? Alabama's going to beat North Carolina.
I'm sorry, no, I was laughing at him in the background.
Oh, I know what you're laughing at. Alabama offensively is probably the best team offensively left in this tournament. So I think if they get it going, I mean, UNC, they were struggling with Michigan State for a second. And Alabama, coached by Nate Oates, phenomenal coaching job all season long for Bama, giving an upset here. There's bound to be an upset eventually. Come on.
That's fair.
There's bound to be an upset eventually. Alabama is going to beat North Carolina. Hopefully.
Evan, cut that. cut that part. Make it like a. If they win, we'll play it on this wall right here.
And what I will admit, Clemson, they proved me wrong. I like New Mexico a lot. I thought they were going to go far in this tournament. Clemson beat them first game and then went and took down Baylor as well. So all props to the ACC Tigers, but they ain't beating Arizona.
Your run-ins here.
Oh wait, I picked them. Never mind, they are beating Arizona.
Whoa!
Sometimes I forget. Okay, sometimes I forget. I'm a forgetful person.
Jason's really stinking up this section right now.
Sorry. I picked Arizona in a different show. This one I have Clemson. I had to be a little bit different.
Yeah, of course.
In my shows.
Of course.
But I do think Arizona's going to win that, but we'll get to that later. Let's continue with this one, though. UConn, Iowa State. I mentioned if UConn gets the wrong matchup, they will fall. This is that wrong matchup. Give me the Cyclones over the Huskies because of their defense. Listen, I don't want to hear
No.
anything.
You
When
did- you
Iowa
did
State
pick-
beats UConn, I don't want to hear anything from you.
You did pick them to win your bracket, so it's not ridiculous.
I'm sticking with my bracket originally from Grand Slam here. So you see my final is the exact same I had.
Yeah.
And Bama, they are in my Final Four as well. So give me Bama over the
Bama,
Clemson
blitz.
Tiger. Bama blitz. Bama to the Final Four to face Iowa State. This game would be fun. Defense, offense, defense wins championships. Give me the Cyclones to make it out up the left side of the bracket, and they will be going to the championship game. The Iowa State Cyclones. What a
Okie
team.
dokie.
Also, maybe a little biased. I mean, Halliburton went to Iowa State, so Tyler Halliburton, Iowa State.
That's fair, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit. I like Iowa State because of Halliburton now.
Yeah.
But now we'll go to the right side of the bracket. Things get fun here. Houston, Duke. I remember who I picked. Give me the Cougars, I believe I did.
I hope you picked the Cougars. I really hope.
Houston, please, show.
Abracadabra.
Button? Thank you. Okay, I'll make sure I picked Houston. This one, I know I picked NC State.
Yep.
The upset. DJ Burns, I love what he does at center. Big dude.
Big boy.
Big boy.
Represent.
And big boys get buckets.
Represent.
He gets buckets.
Big boy.
Purdue, Gonzaga, I mean, I wish Purdue would lose, but they just are annihilating everyone in their wake, so give me the Boilermakers to beat Gonzaga. Creighton and Tennessee,
I'm listening to this one.
go Jays. Give me the Creighton Blue Jays.
Let's
Take down
go! I like that pick.
Wow.
I like that pick.
Tennessee. Shush it back there. Houston, NC State, this is where the run of the Wolfpack comes to an end, though, against the best team in the nation, the Houston Cougars. Houston going to the Final Four. Purdue, Creighton, Purdue, Final Four. Creighton, I like them, but not enough.
Nah, that's fair.
Purdue, I hate them, but they are phenomenal. And then this is going to be a great game right here. Purdue, Houston, but Purdue occasionally can struggle against big teams, especially defensive teams that can figure out how to guard Zach Edey. Houston can do just that. So Houston is going to be in my final against Iowa State. Now, Charles, it is your turn.
It is my turn, like he just said. First off, we're going to talk about the borderline funeral over here. I got UConn moving on.
I see. They might keep it close. It'll be interesting.
Still a funeral. All right, up next we got going on 2-3 matchup. This one I really do like a lot. I think this one's going to be a close one, but we got Illinois going out of this one. I think that
Is there bias in that because you're from Illinois?
I am from Illinois, but I do have no ties to their college whatsoever.
Okay.
I just think that Illinois, when it comes to being a hot team, they can beat anyone if they're on fire. I feel like they're going to continue their hot streak and they're going to come out and win this one. Up here, I am not going blitz, Bama blitz, UNC. I think that's just a safe pick.
Listen. In all honesty, I think UNC wins this game, but I like being different.
That's fair. UNC, I just feel like they're the better team overall, and this team struggles defensively, and they're playing against a very good offense.
They do.
I want to see how they stop Armando Bacot. I'm very interested to see that. Up next in this game, Zona. I got Arizona. They've been my number 2. They've been in my championship pick since the start. I love this team.
They suck.
Very high on it. Jace is going to hate no matter what he
They're
does.
too inconsistent for me.
I think that, they're going to be consistent for the rest of this tournament, and they're going to make me a very happy.
If Arizona wins it, I swear.
They're going to make me a very happy man, and they're going to prove that I somewhat know what I'm talking about when I watch the sport.
Charles, March Madness, no one knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, Kennedy was actually in first place for an entire day, and she picked off of colors and logos.
She had Akron in the Final Four. Akron, dude, Akron. They're
Up next, we got UConn. We got Illinois. Not going to lie to you. I was eating a chicken wrap when I made this. I have no idea who I picked Illinois. All right, so before that, yeah.
I can't confirm. I was there with him.
I'm not big on UConn. I've not been big on UConn. So give me
But it's a Husky.
Illinois. And we got Arizona, UNC. I gotta make it quick. We're running out of time. Arizona versus Illinois. Arizona continues to do what I predicted
No
them to do.
consistency. There's no reason they win that.
Houston versus Duke. Houston. NC State versus Marquette. I also picked NC State. I feel like
The reign of DJ Burns continues.
yes, big boy represent. And then we got over here Purdue versus the Zags. I got Purdue because I'm smart. And then Creighton versus Tennessee. I stick with Creighton
I love how
because
you're bashing me, but we picked the exact same one in this region.
I am a massive fan of Creighton. I love Creighton, one of my favorite programs. Go Creighton, go Jays. Houston takes NC State. Purdue loses to the Jays. Give me Creighton. Final Four continues to stay. Creighton gets mollywopped by Houston. Houston moves on. That's
Now-
my Arizona versus Houston and my 2.
The final. Go to the next slide. Houston, Iowa State. This is my final. The Cougars,
It's not ridiculous.
the Cyclones, the trophy is going to Iowa State as they take down Houston.
That's fair. All right, we're going to look at mine real quick. We're going to look at my this beautiful graphic by Jace Hodge. We got Houston. We got Arizona. Trophy's going to Houston. I've been saying it for a while. Houston's my favorite, but Arizona's going to put up a good fight.
Arizona's going to be out in the next 4 days.
A liar. But that's going to be all that we're going to have on this segment.
Yeah.
I forgot that we don't do segments anymore. My fault. We're going to go for a short break real quick, and we're going to talk about some NFL at the desk with Samuel Gailey. Welcome back into Grand Slam Sports. My name is Charles Foster. I'm joined here with
Sam Gailey.
Jace Hodge.
So first thing first, before we get on and talk about free agency, we got to talk about what's happening in a month. And that will
Exciting.
a last call and Grand Slam Sports merged broadcast it'll be a live stream draftcast. So basically, during the entire draft, we will be live streaming it before, after, and during, bringing on interviews of other people that we have around our area that specialize in the draft, and also our fans in the studio. It's going to be a whole live stream, and it's going to be very, very fun. And just something different, something that we have never done before from Grand Slam as a live stream, but something that I don't think UND TV has done when it comes to the draft at all. So it'll be very fun. We're going to be working alongside Caden Colford from Last Call. Of course, Jace is already on Last Call, and it's going to be a very fun show. So more on that coming soon on our social medias, but let's get into the actual nitty-gritty. First thing we're going to talk about is the man, the myth, the legend that was traded for a bag of Lay's potato chips, Justin Fields. How do we feel?
I don't understand the move.
I don't understand.
If you're Pittsburgh, you go and pick up Russell Wilson, and then you go and trade for Justin Fields. Just to bench Fields and start Wilson. Fields is better than Wilson in my opinion. He's more of a QB1 than Wilson is nowadays.
I don't understand why they went for another quarterback.
That tie is disgusting, Sam. Please take it off.
I love this tie. Ties courtesy of my girlfriend, and this makes me just love her more. You know, it's just beautiful. I know you guys hate
from the show now.
I need to get a Colts tie now.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
I don't wear ties, so.
I'm going to get one and wait for the draft cast. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Maybe I need to get one for that reason.
A Jets
but
tie?
oh, my tie, my mic is sliding down. But so looking at it from my point of view, if I am the Steelers, I'm not saying no to that.
You have a franchise quarterback now, and you have a franchise quarterback later.
A former franchise quarterback, and then you have a hopefully future franchise quarterback. If you're the Steelers, you're taking that deal every day. If I'm any team, I don't even care if I'm the freaking Eagles with Jalen Hurts. I'm taking Justin Fields for a sixth, even if it's just for like 2 years. Like even if you got to pay him later.
I just don't get it for either.
I don't get it for the Bears. The Bears could have gotten a lot more if they just got rid of him early, but because they just, I don't know what to do.
I think what happened with the Bears, they ran out of time.
Yeah,
they ran out of time. They took too long.
QBs went elsewhere, and his price kept dropping.
You knew it too. I knew it as soon as as soon as I saw Kirk Cousins go, as soon as I saw Russell go, as soon as I saw, I mean, Mac Jones went, Jacoby Brissett, they kept going down and down and down, and then now you're looking at like
only one or two suitors, and at that point, there's no bidding war there. It's just good whoever is just the best offer wins.
They should have taken a better offer.
The Falcons would have given up at least a third. I guarantee.
I would have loved to see him.
The Falcons would have been perfect. That is dynasty potential. Now, obviously, with that's saying a lot. But you have Kyle Pitts, Bijan, Drake London, and Justin Fields all same age on rookie contracts.
Well, does this really speak volumes about? I was about to say, does that speak volumes to the way they want to play though? You're taking Kirk Cousins, who throws the football 75% of the time. Yeah. Is that like them saying that, hey, we don't really need a running quarterback. We can win by throwing the ball.
We'll see, because Kirk Cousins is throws an absolute useless stat masterclass. Because last year he led the league in passing and touchdowns through week 4, and they had not won a single game. It doesn't matter much whenever those things that he does.
It was also partially on his defense.
No, it was partially his defense, but the thing is, he puts up the stats, but when it came to making the game-winning plays, Kirk Cousins came up short a lot. And he also, one playoff game win, or maybe 0? He's in the very short frame for being a 30-plus-year-old quarterback.
The time he made it with the Vikings, that was Case Keenum who won the playoff game.
My point exactly. So it's just not really the quarterback that I would want, especially with Fields. You have more leniency because their division sucks. So you would have the leniency of, hey, if Fields isn't too good, neither is the rest of my division.
Now he's in the best division in football, the AFC North.
Yeah. So he's cooked. He's going to get absolutely massacred by that Ravens D-line because the Steelers D-line, O-line has gotten worse over the past few years because they trade everyone away. So they have a phenomenal defense. He's going to have solid
I really
people
hope
to
they
throw it
start Fields. Fields deserves it more than Wilson.
You better beat him out in training camp.
No, I don't see him. I think what they're going for is a mentorship. I mean, like you're looking at what's happening in New England. They brought in Brissett. They're going to take quarterback at 3. I think the Steelers are going along the lines of what the mentor and the mentee. Justin Fields came in. Well, I mean, we're looking at Justin Fields came in and he started playing immediately. Number 1 pick, he came in. I mean, I think that's what the Steelers are going for here. Sit behind Russ. Russell, when he was young, same type of player. He could run. I remember watching the Super Bowl, the Seahawks versus Pats, which you won. But Russell Wilson broke off some big plays by using his legs.
Yeah. That's not ridiculous. That really is.
If you could get Justin Fields throwing down, and Russell Wilson can give him tips, Russell's only on a year contract.
Yeah.
What does that say about the Steelers' plan? I think the Steelers are going to start Russell. Justin's going to be the understudy. Justin's going to understand more. And then Justin's going to move into that starting role next year.
You're going to suck.
I am a massive hater of a lot of Sam's takes, but that one was not ridiculous.
That one was ridiculous.
It's the first fine one I've heard him say.
Wow,
yeah, so
that's
that might be like the
crazy.
most
Thanks,
tame take I've ever heard from Sam, besides like the Patriots are winning the Super Bowl because that one is
That
crazy.
was
kind of clean, by the way.
Moving on to, so we're going from a quarterback that was close to being a running back to actual running backs. We have all of the running backs moving.
My God.
Should we even go through all of them without taking up the entire segment?
We're not going to. I have them all listed because, disclaimer, we have filmed part of the session before. It died. We forgot like half of the running back moves, so.
Jesus, there's a lot of people. That's okay.
Let's kind of look at some of the ones that I want to talk about.
Hey, listen, you could say they're running around.
Yeah.
That was good. That was fantastic. That was great. That was awesome.
Get this man,
Charles laugh. It made you laugh. Stop that.
We got the quad father himself, Saquon Barkley, going to his rival.
Oh my God, I can't believe that.
How do we feel about Eagles and Saquon Barkley?
I'm sick.
Jeez, that's terrible.
That's the best move possible for the Eagles because they just got themselves a bona fide running back one.
That hurts.
And to take it from the rival Giants.
That's crazy.
Even crazier.
You saw that post by Tiki Barber as well. Oh my gosh, it had some.
And then Lamar Jackson quoted that like 7 times because every single one of his teammates went to an AFC North team.
I just think
Lamar's just a jokester, dog.
I love Lamar.
Dude, I just think that I mean like the Giants had a chance to re-sign Saquon.
Yeah, they just want to.
And they just didn't want to.
I don't blame them.
Like, hey,
playing at MetLife 8 times a year would make me want to leave too.
Oh, did you take too hard of a plant step? There goes your entire year.
Aaron Rodgers.
I'm a Jets fan. I hate MetLife. Please, bro, just play us away all game. No, I love MetLife. Our atmosphere is great, but God, we need a new field. Like, we are New York. We have, New Jersey.
Oh, you're playing at MetLife? Oh, bye-bye. It's over.
So which one of your players?
So the injury rate goes up.
The Colts play 2 games there next year, so I'm very concerned about Anthony Richardson's health.
Oh, here goes
Anthony Richardson.
There goes AR's Achilles.
Here we go. Here's the commentary. Here we go. We're just gonna. Anthony Richards takes a step back in the pocket. Oh, twists his ankle. Oh, he's down. Fumbles the ball. Yeah, that's exactly how it's going to go next year.
And then they don't have Gardner Minshew to save them anymore. Who will they turn to?
Joe Flacco. We'll get into that, though.
Oh, my God. Don't even remind me.
Hey, been there, done that, brother.
Joe Flacco's won more Super Bowls than your franchise, Charles.
That's very true.
Has it? No, it's well, actually, I think it's 1-1.
Yeah, I think it's 1-1. All right, looking at other moves, we got King Henry, the best read option in the game. We have basically fire and ice on the Ravens with speed and power.
This is my favorite move right here because the Ravens just got the king. The Ravens just got the running back.
Could you imagine going from either they hand the ball off either Lamar
or snatched or you're getting run through?
How are you? Well, realistically, how are you supposed to defend that? You have Zay Flowers.
Pray.
You pray.
Because you gotta pray. Because if Henry runs, gets the ball, he will cremate you himself.
Here comes his
past that D-line. No, if Henry makes that D-line, you're
and now he actually has an O-line.
The Ravens are gonna. The O-line's gonna open up the gaps for Henry to just absolutely just run through like a train. He's gonna be.
Or they throw it to Mark Andrews, and then suddenly he has weapons everywhere.
And now with the little hip drop thingy, which we're gonna transition into right now, Mr. Mark Andrews is going to have a heyday. Hip drop tackles were just made illegal.
I don't like that.
Today, actually. So let's talk about it. How are we feeling about it, fellas?
It's impossible. How are you supposed to tackle a tight end in the flat? Jason and I were talking about it earlier.
How can you tackle from behind without hip dropping?
I mean, just like, hey, buddy, can
don't
you
touch
go
me.
down?
We're about to
please?
go to flag football in a few years. We're on that turn right now.
I know there's a ton of guys talking out. Like, what do you like? You just want us to let them keep running? Like, I
It's
don't
becoming
understand what
harder.
they're supposed to do.
I feel like part of it's because I saw a post and the NFL said that
He got there. He got there.
Worse than me.
NFL said that they were concerned about the points per game average dropping. So for them to make it harder for a defender,
I like defensive football, though.
I do
like
too.
defensive
But
football.
the Swifties in the world that don't actually watch
My
football and are here
Patriots
for
like
one
defensive
reason.
football too last
I
year.
think,
Well, yeah.
I think they single-handedly brought down the entire average.
Whatever your receiver one is Kendrick Bourne, brother. you gotta make
Hey,
things
we're
new.
making improvements. We'll get to that
Oh,
later.
Drake
Don't
May's
worry.
going to change the entire franchise.
Yes, yeah,
no,
he
he's
will,
not.
he
Drake
will.
May is overrated as overrated as it gets.
Well, okay, then we're gonna trade and get 2 picks then.
Oh
But
my
no,
God.
I think as a move
scared.
Go
itself,
fix your Anthony Richardson. and
not
come
my
talk to me.
favorite move.
Better than-
Not my favorite idea, but speaking of moves, we each have a winner for free agency as a whole. I'm going to start off first with a team that we were just talking about because they lost Henry, the Titans.
Kill me now.
Why are the Titans
He's
good?
a Colts fan now. He's just
Why are
mad.
they good?
Don't be mad.
The
man.
entire
Don't be
division
mad.
decided to do things minus us. I'll get
Yeah,
into
you and
that
Dallas.
though.
You
I'll
and
get into
Dallas
that
is-
though.
You and Dallas is chilling.
I'll get
L'Jarius
into
Yeah,
Sneed.
Pittman, relax, calm down.
L'Jarius Sneed. Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley.
Sneed?
I already said
Oh,
Sneed.
you
Yeah,
did you? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's the first thing I said. Don't worry.
I want to get into Sneed.
And then they have Levis, and they still have Malik.
Oh, Jesus.
They have a solid O-line, and they have
Spears.
Fix. And they have Spears
Wow.
as new running back. And Pollard. They have that speed-power combo.
But Pollard didn't really do much last year.
He will. He'll be fine.
5 touchdowns last year.
Yeah, but he was one bad year. He was one of the best running backs in the league the past few years.
Okay.
before that.
My prediction is that Spears overtakes him next year.
It's very possible, but we'll see. I think the Titans are going to be phenomenal this year. Well, above average this year. And won't win, but could be a wild card, potentially.
Sam?
Okay, my winner is the Steelers.
No.
Yes, I will explain. I will explain to you. We talked about it earlier. I'll make my thing brief. I'll make it very brief for you guys.
Please do.
Because
Please say I prefer
Charles is very interesting. And Charles earlier liked my take, so I don't really want to hear it from you.
No, it's just the quarterbacks though. Other than that, what are they?
Yes. What are you talking about? You got 2 franchise quarterbacks.
Who are they throwing it to?
No. One, Russell Wilson, on a 1-year deal for like 1.6 mil, which is ridiculous because the Broncos pay him almost the entirety of the contract. And then you have a franchise 2 quarterback in Justin Fields.
Well, he's going to become a running back because they
You
don't
done
have a
yet?
receiver.
You have a present and a future.
We've been in this topic. Are
right
we done?
there.
Are we done now?
Exactly.
The issue is,
What's the issue with it?
does he throw it to other than Pickens? Because Deontay Johnson's gone now. So that receiving core just got
Pat Freiermuth?
significant. Well, Pat Freiermuth couldn't stay healthy all
Where
year.
offensive football? Where offensive football?
Najee Harris. They leaned on that. They leaned on him.
Oh,
Or
my
Jalen
God.
Warren was their receiver too most of the year as a running back.
I
so.
think you'll be surprised what the Steelers do in the draft. I have the Steelers winning because what's the most valuable position in football? Let's be honest. Come on.
Quarterback.
It's the quarterback.
Yeah. But
And-
they're also in a division where almost every single quarterback is way better than theirs with Lamar and Joe.
I
Joe Burrow.
think the Steelers are going to win this in a long run. I don't really see them winning
That's fair.
it next year.
That's fair.
All
That's
right.
fair.
Good
That's
enough?
All right. Okay.
Cool. I don't want to do this, but I'm going to stay in division with the Colts again. The Houston Texans. The Texans.
Dalton Schultz.
The Texans. The Texans have money to spend because Stroud's on the rookie contract, and they went and spent it smartly. They went and got a great D lineman in Danielle Hunter from the Vikings,
That was a great signing.
Great signing.
Yeah, I really have to say that was a great signing.
and then they traded for a running back.
Joe Mixon!
Mixon is going to fit perfectly in the Houston
I
offense.
don't like Joe Mixon, man.
But he can
Where's
run the
the
ball.
hater?
He can run the ball, which is nice.
He's
And
better than
okay.
Dameon Pierce or whoever else they
Damian
had.
Pierce is great in the goal line, but the second that he gets out in the open field, he's not going anywhere.
Exactly.
He's running in quicksand.
Well, the thing is for me is like I felt like Devin Singletary really held it down last year. Out of the backfield and catching the football.
That's fair.
And he went and got a payday somewhere else. I mean, I'm happy for him, but I feel like
I can't even tell you where he went. There's too much going on.
I couldn't tell you where he went either. But like you mentioned in our first take of this, Nico Collins and Tank Dell as well.
So the receivers there, Stroud,
Yeah.
if he takes the
but
next step forward.
is Tank Dell going to be the same receiver?
He'd be great.
Yes.
He'd be great. It's
The
a
dude-
patella
the dude
injury
was a
isn't going
rookie.
to
It's
put him
a
out too
rookie.
long.
He's a rookie. He's fine.
And it was a patella. Patella is it's not
And
like a linger.
What pick do they have this year? They're like 20.
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with
They
you.
have a late round pick, with obviously because they made the playoffs.
Playoffs.
But ton of receivers still out there.
Yeah,
ton of
this is
D-line,
receiver draft
O-line,
class, so I don't think they need to go there with like Noah Brown also having a great
Exactly.
year.
No.
I say focus more on O-line. The O-line's hurting.
100%.
Focus a little bit on
Very O-line-heavy class
cornerbacks.
as well.
Focus on cornerbacks as well. That'd be fine. This is a great team.
Will be interesting.
We're not going to look at losers because we
Well,
are.
can we just say it real quick? Just like,
Yeah,
just
we'll go
say
over our
the name of
losers,
the
but we won't
team.
go into too much
Yeah,
detail.
all right, that's fine.
You can go on to your loser.
It's between Jace's Colts and Dallas. I went Dallas.
Say Dallas, yeah. Colts
Jerry,
and lose.
Jerry Jones like, oh, we'll buy players. That never does.
Yeah.
So that's funny for me.
I thought that the Colts actually had a pretty solid offseason. They kept everything in-house. They got their quarterback back from injury.
Okay, hey,
they
let me
re-signed Michael Pittman. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about it. I forgot that we still had that.
Okay, we'll
talk
move
about
on.
the Colts.
I know,
Hold
just
on.
say-
My
just-
loser, though, is the Miami Dolphins. They lost everybody from their defense.
My losers, the Chargers, they lost everyone from their offense. So
All right, Jay, starting with you. Go. We'll give you a minute. Go for your rant as a Colts fan right here.
Okay, so it's not going to be as much of a rant because I do.
Is this like a video to the ownership or like what
I am
is going on?
okay with what they did.
Okay.
They re-signed everybody in-house except for Julian Blackman, our young, strong safety, who
Womp
I'm
womp.
very upset that he leaves because we have no defensive back help. This is where I have problems. L'Jarius Sneed should have been a Colt. 100% should have been a Colt.
and now he's playing
Now
their
he's
rivals.
freaking the Titans, bro. I know that got me angry. That got me heated.
Womp, womp. I guess you're in a better position than my Patriots are, but I can still make you mad.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Jace was coming for it too. Jace was about to say, so how about the Patriots? So you beat him
It's
to it.
okay.
Okay, listen, but the Colts, they got Pittman back. They got
Yeah.
the receiver 1 back.
Yep.
I mean, Taylor's going to be a Colt still. Zach Moss did leave. He went to the Bengals because he's going to be their RB1 now in Cincinnati.
Deserves it.
They
Zach Moss
lost
deserves
Gardner, but Gardner deserved a QB1 shot
Yep.
elsewhere. He got with the Raiders. He's going to compete with the Purdue guy,
Yeah.
O'Connell, for it.
Okay, so it's his spot.
Yes, essentially. And honestly, I love the signing Joe Flacco as a mentor for AR.
That's fine. I make fun of it because he was on the
Listen,
Jets too,
I don't know. I just find it funny.
there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's
The
something.
Colts, just them and their old white quarterbacks, man. It's always one of them. There's always one of them.
There is no way he just. That's awesome. That is so true, though.
There's always one of them.
You went from Peyton Manning to
Phillip
Andrew
Rivers,
Luck to
Matt
Phillip
Ryan.
Rivers to Matt Ryan.
Carson Wentz at times.
There goes our
All
job
right.
opportunities,
Oh my
brothers.
gosh.
If you are a white quarterback in need of a spot, come to Indianapolis. We got you.
Double down.
That's nuts. All right, go into my Patriots.
Well, I could put some giggles in y'all.
Dude, we pretty much kept everything in house. We re-signed right guard Owenu to a new contract.
Wide receiver.
I loved. We picked up Casey Osborne.
Ooh,
that just
KJ,
makes
the fourth
we
thing in
hold
Minnesota.
the 34th
Let him cook.
pick in the draft. We're definitely going receiver. If we don't trade with the Vikings, I would love to trade with the Vikings, get their first 2 first rounders this year, and then the first round next year. Because then if one of those
Where quarterback?
quarterbacks, Michael Penix, second round, he had a great pro day. He had an amazing
Penix
pro
might
day.
go first round.
No, he had a great pro day though. I
don't think
love
Penix-
Penix. Well,
Penix-
then the Patriots pick up the 11th, and we pick up the 23rd. So that means we can trade more, and plus we can pick up something else next year. I'm fine with the offseason they had. They took Uche on like a backyard discount. I love it.
Yard sale Uche.
Yeah, it's
He's
great.
phenomenal edge rusher. I
We're
love
going to
him.
have to address Judon, which I want to keep him here. But, I mean, obviously with that going on. I'm pretty happy. I know it's not a lot of big names. I want us to snag T. Higgins. If we can get T. Higgins for a second-round pick, I would take T. Higgins second round pick.
I feel like Higgins just doesn't fit your timeline.
Well, I mean, they need a superstar. So we're going to see. So.
Moving
Yes, sir.
on to my Jets.
No one cares about
that.
That's all we're Grand Slam sports.
He's got to repair Aaron Rodgers' leg first. Then
Aaron
he has a
Rodgers is
shot.
back next year. Tyron Smith comes
see
in.
how long- let's see
Tyron
how
Smith
long he
is a
lasts.
glass cannon, but Tyron
He's
Smith.
gonna run out with the flag again. Immediately turns the kid was walking out the flag.
When
He's gonna
Tyron
fly-
Smith,
Oh, my Achilles, my other one.
when Tyron Smith
He's life
is
alert.
healthy, he's one of the best, if not the best left tackle in the league.
All right.
Picking up Mike Williams will help in the red zone because we struggled so
big
bad.
target, big
He's
target,
a big
big
target.
target.
We got him that New York bagel, and he is now a Jet.
Didn't one of your fans
Yep.
buy him first?
Yes.
And that's hilarious.
They bought him a
That
bagel.
is so
and then the
smart.
Brooklyn Nets brought him another one at courtside that game while he was at the game.
God.
So
goodness.
thank you for the fan base.
The PR team's going crazy.
Oh
from now
yeah,
on.
they kept on sending bagels, but the
I could
Jets
use a
had to
bagel
make
right now.
the
I'm
Jets
hungry.
had to make a post to actually tell them to not do that anymore. But
Stop feeding our player.
massive offseason, solid pickups all around. We have a great we have a
And
great
he's
pick.
gonna get
And
Bowers.
I'm hoping that either we get Bowers or we go right tackle. So we have 2 great tackles.
Your
and
2 teams are going to be annihilated by the Bills or Dolphins.
Probably, but that's okay because that's all that we have today for Grand Slam Sports. Thank you guys very much. See you guys next week here.
Patriots, they suck.